e-commerce options to sell your products online. Well, we all know the need for this. There's just many options to do this. There's different ways you can sell online. What's the best way for you? Everyone's situation is different, but I'll walk you through some of the options and give you some thoughts to think about as you go along here. We'll talk about the difference between e-commerce marketplaces and platforms, big difference in those two terms. We'll do some side-by-side comparison of the top three marketplaces, Amazon, eBay, and Etsy. We'll do some comparisons of some e-commerce platforms and just generally talk about the pros and cons of each so you can see what's the best fit for you as you go along. I know currently Deb's on Etsy. She's been on that for a while. We're helping her get started on her website, her own platform. I don't think Lynn's not selling anything yet. Adele, do you have anything that you're selling out there right now?
On eBay?
Anything?
Yes.
On eBay. You're selling stuff on eBay. Okay. All right. You've been on that for a while?
Off and on, yes.
Okay. All right. Good. What's your experience been like as a seller on it?
That I have to pay more attention and get more stuff up because stuff sells randomly. So it's okay. I mean, it is what it is, but the price, the fees, or the postage has gone up so much that you have to charge, a lot for something.
Right.
And I think it's not as easy as it was in the old days.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, eBay was around before Amazon started selling books as a bookseller, which turned into its monster it is now. And there wasn't any competition to have to ship it out right away. Now, I think that 3-day thing really hurts eBay a lot because people are like, I don't want to wait a week for that. I want it right now, right? People get impatient. They want stuff right away. Yeah, I would imagine. Okay, good. We'll talk about that. Leslie or Mary, you guys use any of the platforms right now or in the past?
I don't use any of the platforms right now.
Okay.
I have used Sendowl, and I'm looking right now at a plugin for the website I'm building. And so I don't think you'll probably go into those at all.
Is your website's on what? Is it WordPress? What is it?
It's going to be WordPress. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I can't remember, like WooCommerce, I think is one of the ones that came up as an option.
Yeah, that's a real big one. Yep. Yeah. Mary, how about you? Oh, I can't hear you. You're off mute, but I can't hear you. Mary, your microphone's not getting you. All right. Interrupt me if you get it fixed. Okay. All right. Well, let's keep going. All right. Marketplaces. What are marketplaces? The big ones are Amazon, eBay, Etsy. Like I said, you have, this is kind of the definition of, you have multiple sellers selling products on one shared platform. So I think of it like it's a shopping mall and you have all these people there selling their stuff, right? And they charge fees for each product sold, sometimes a listing fee and a selling fee. They started to call them like referral fees or transaction fees. They make money on what you sell. So what that means is that they don't really care how many people are out there selling, because the more people they have out there selling, the more things they get sold and the more money they make. They don't really care about your business. They just think the more of you there are, the better, because there's more stuff to pick from and sell. One of the big things is that there's really the people who buy stuff on these platforms, they don't become really your customer. They're the customer of the platform. They're Etsy's customer. They're Amazon's customer. They're, for the most part, they want, in fact, they won't even let you brand yourself so much that they don't want you pulling people off of their site to your sites. They want all their customers to stay on their site, right? And so you don't really acquire them as a customer to be able to sell them, to resell them in that sense. And the danger of that then is when you lose, whenever you stop being in that marketplace, you don't have that customer base that you built up in that sense if they haven't developed a personal relationship outside of that platform. And it's highly competitive. I call it a race to the bottom because consumers want to pay the lowest price. So the competitive part is the sellers have to keep lowering their price, which means the margin gets smaller and smaller, but the platform keeps raising their price. So like Adele was just talking about, you got shipping cost, and Etsy just up their, what was it they just increased, Deb? What was the fee they increased? Their transaction fee?
The transaction, well, across the board, yeah, their transaction fee.
Yeah.
Which is, they increased it from up to, I think it's 6% now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What was
Or
it before?
6.5%. It was 5.
Okay, so it's
When
another
I
one and a
first
half.
started, it was 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So we'll look at
It-
these. Go ahead.
They became, what's the term, IPO? They became on the stock market.
Oh, publicly
So-
traded?
Yes, Etsy's publicly traded. So now they're catering to their
Stockholders.
their
Yeah.
board, yeah,
Right.
to their stockholders. And that just happened about 2, maybe 3 years ago. So the more they up the fees, the happier the stockholders are.
Right. Right. So there's been a little bit of pushback from some of the sellers on Etsy about that. They don't like that, obviously, because it just cuts right into their profits. Right. All right. So that's how these work. I mean, I'm on Amazon almost daily. I'm guilty of using it. As a buyer, I think I'm in better control because it's a race to the bottom. You ever go to, we're going to do this in a second. We're going to look at something. In fact, I can jump there right now. I want to show you this. Let's say you were going to buy, I don't think of a product you want to buy on Amazon. Somebody throw something out here. A common
Sneakers
product.
or athletic shoes.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. Let's see. Current app. Okay, here we are. We're on Amazon site. And let's say we want some running shoes. Okay. We want some running shoes. Running shoes for women. Okay. All right, here we go. We got some no running shoes yet. We're looking at women's running. Oh, shorts. Did I put shorts? Maybe I clicked the wrong thing. How did we get shorts? Shoes. There we go. Like, what in the world? They really took me down the different path. All right. Boy, do you guys ever buy because it says bestseller next to it? Or Amazon choice, right? Sometimes they have that. Okay, so here we go. Oh gosh, I mean, it's like overwhelming, right? Do you think Amazon limits how many people can sell women's shoes? Not at all. More the merrier. Just keep breaking them. We'll just, okay, so there's at least 3 pages of them here. And then let's try to go in on one of these. I want to try to find the name of one that's, all right, this one looks like it's a unique name. I'm going to copy that name. Now let's see how many people, this one's $50. Let's just search this one. Okay, so we got 46, 55, 51, 60. I mean, you see the price range, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now some are prime, some aren't, right? Prime meaning I'm going to get it within one to 3 days. The other ones, you know, who knows? This has got shipping added on. Like, there's no way in the world I'd ever pay for shipping on Amazon, ever. Like, I have a Prime membership. There's no way I'm going to pay extra for shipping on Amazon. That's like silly. But what am I, you know, these are all the same shoe, just different colors, right? Which one am I going to buy? The cheapest one. What's the other guy going to do? Only thing he can do is like lower his price. So it's a race to the bottom just so you can make it the least price. Well, then there's like no margin in there. Like nobody's making any money. It's crazy. All right. You just got to hope you have something in stock that somebody doesn't. So like, let's say you're a 7.5. So that narrows it down. And it's got to be medium width and the color. Okay, you want blue. All right, now we're down to 1. Okay, now I can buy this one because it's the only one that sells my size, my shape. So I get lucky and I have to buy this one. All right. So that's the challenge of that. But let's look at how they price, okay, on Amazon. So they have this how to start selling on Amazon, right? They have two different selling plans. One is a 99 cent every time you sell an item, or the professional plan is $40, $39.99, no matter how much you sell every month, though. It's a monthly charge. So it depends on your volume, what that would be. Okay. But that's not all. That's just to get it listed, right? And you create your account, get your mobile, you add your products. Some things you can sell new, used. Have you guys ever bought anything used on Amazon? Anybody? Adele has.
A used book or a used
Yes.
classic videotape.
Okay, so media. So that's probably safe to buy. Yeah, right. Okay. What else?
I bought a Roomba and I absolutely love it. And the price was just amazing.
Because it was used?
Yep. It was
Okay.
used, refurbished.
Yeah.
And you know, the price was just like $200 less. And
Right.
his name is now Bubba. And I picture him in a nice little cute apron and he does my floors.
Awesome. Good for you. All right, I want to show you this. This is kind of fun to play with. They give you this little estimator here. Okay. Now, they have a referral fee that they're going to charge on top of the listing fee, right? So there's 99 cents or $40 per month on your items. But they also have they started to call it a referral fee. Like, you know, thank you, Amazon, for selling my thing. Look at the percentage this. I go back up here. See, this is in addition to the selling plan fees. Well, it depends on what it is, right? You've got 8 to 12%, 15%, 8%, 17%, 15%, 15%. Okay, that's just quite a bit, right? Makes Etsy seem cheap, doesn't it? It's 6.5%.
There's a lot of conversations about Etsy sellers that get frustrated and then or else they do both platforms, and there's very few that stay with Amazon because it's such a money suck.
Right. All right, so we're gonna get down here. I'm gonna show you. All right. Then there's fulfillment fees. We haven't gotten to that yet. This is like this is the shipping part of it. Now, Amazon makes this really easy. They have this FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon. FBA is fulfillment by Amazon, but you pay for it like crazy. Okay, so let's not look at this big chart. There's a calculator. There used to be a calculator on this page. Let's see if it's down here at the bottom. Where's the calculator? Amazon fee calculator. Here we go. All right. What? They used to. All right, go to the old version. Yeah, here we go. Give me the old one. They paid this. They've changed this since I've been teaching this. This is not what I want. I don't want to go to this one. Hold on, let's back up here. They used to have this really cool calculator that it probably scared everybody off. Let's see if we can do it. What they used to have is they used to have a calculator that you could put all the factors in, and it would tell you how much you're going to make or not make on this revenue calculator. Yeah, this is it right here. But they used to just be a little thing on the screen. All right, let's try. bear with me. Here we go. All right. So we're not going to have that. We're just going to go package. Let's say we're selling an iPhone case, okay, that we got from China, some iPhone case that doesn't cost very much. The package dimensions, it's like 8 by 3 by 0.5. And it weighs 0.2 pounds. And the category is electronics, right? Electronic accessories. Okay, estimate. What's one of the values is not right. All right, we're just gonna pick one of these. Okay, this used to be a lot nicer looking. This is a nightmare now, what they've done to us. Okay, so this is, they used to have a nice little calculator that did this. So what I want to show you, if you fulfill it yourself, that means that you're going to list it on Amazon. When the order comes, they're going to let you know, and then you got to ship it out, right? So it's all on you to store it and ship it and make sure it's there. If you do FBA or fulfillment by Amazon, then you pay to ship it to Amazon's warehouse. They house it for you. When the order comes in, they place the order and they send it out. Okay, much easier for you, but they do pay, they charge you for that. So let's say the item price, let's say if we have them do it, revenue. So we're going to sell it for 10, 12, and there's no shipping, right? Because what they're doing that, selling on Amazon. All right, so this is going to be $1. What? All right, we got to pay for the shipping to Amazon. So let's say it cost us $1 to, $1 to ship there. Then the storage, you're not paying for storage. Average inventory. So we're going to put 20 in here. This form I really do not like. Does it do anything? Calculate. Okay, here we go. Where do we put the cost of goods in? They've made this so unfriendly and not want you to use it, because it used to show you really quick that they were taking all your profit based on their fulfillment cost and their listing cost. They don't have the,
How can you, I don't even know that you could calculate accurately.
because you have your cost of, right? This, it's going to cost me something to get it. You know, let's say I bought it for 4 and sold it for 12. So let's take that down to 8. Let's see what that does. All right, now I'm making, okay, so I bought it for 4, I sold it for 8. They're taking out $1.20 there, almost $3 there, $1 for me to ship it there. So it cost me about $4. So I'm giving away half of it right there. So I'm only making $2.68 a piece. You just see that they're taking a lot. That's the point, right? You have to have really high margins for it to make sense. And every item you sell is different based on what it is. The percentage, the referral fee, if you will, is different based on each one of those, what it is you're selling.
Does that also take into consideration what they charge for a transaction fee? To run your,
I don't think they have, I don't think there's additional charge for that.
okay.
I think that's baked into the fulfillment price. But this calculator used to be really nice. This is horrible. This is really brutal. They really made this ugly because they used to put in your cost in there and then what you're selling it for. And then if they were fulfilling it or you were based on the product and the size, and then it would show you, you have to really price it really high. This little calculator is no good to me. All right. Used to be a fun exercise. It's not so fun now. They made that. So they're probably hiding all these costs now to people. They don't want anybody to see it. Okay. So that's how these work. And if you go to Etsy, Etsy's a little bit different, right? They've got, all right, no monthly fees unless you do some add-on stuff, secure transactions. So everything is 20 cents, but it says it's just for 4 months. What if it's there more than 4 months? You have to pay for it again?
Yes, you relist it, or each time that's 20 cents per unit. So say you list 10 times the same unit, they'll only charge you 20 cents to list the first one. And then that void will automatically be filled by the second one that you have in stock, and they'll charge you another 20 cents.
Okay.
Or if the item's been sitting there for over 4 months, then you have the opportunity to go in and relist or not. But then they automatically turn on, Etsy automatically turns on automatic relist. And so people that have big shops can sometimes wind up, they just keep paying that 20 cents every 4 months.
Wow. Okay. So you got that on every item. And then the 6.5% transaction fee plus 3% plus 25-cent processing. So, it's easily 10%. It's easily 10% of what you're selling it for. That's, it's easily 10%. Okay. This is, if you have to pay for those ads though, don't you? And then they reduce to 15%.
No, the offsite ads actually are interesting. They're the ones that Etsy will put on the television, whatever. But if your shop makes more than $10,000 a year, you have to automatically be signed up into that offsite ads fee. They will take that no matter what. You don't have the choice. If you make less that for each sale, that if a customer clicks on an ad, they buy your product from any of your products because they went through that ad, you will pay 15% additional. Plus, if the customer comes back and shops within a month, within 30 days, you will pay that 15% offsite ad fee again.
Wow.
Yes. Each time that the customer shops for 30 days after clicking that ad link. So that's how Etsy's paying for all this advertising that they're doing. If you make less than $10,000 a year in your shop, then you have the option of opting out of that fee, which is what I do.
But you got to make sure you don't sell too much so you can do it, right? Wow.
Right.
Okay. So it's a little less, it's less than Amazon, but the other downside though is you're still, here's Deb's problem, right? She's got these great products there. And when she markets herself now, social media, all the places she does, she sends them to Etsy. So they land on her page, but there's nothing stopping them from scrolling around and look at somebody else's page, somebody else's stuff on Etsy. And now she's competing with everybody on Etsy who makes stuff similar to hers. And she may or may not get them back because she's taken them to the great shopping mall of all things, handmade, crafty, and whatever. So it becomes competitive. You don't really get to keep them, right? So we're working on that with her. So you hear great stories. People made a bunch of money on Etsy, but that was a lot different pricing structure years ago, right? You're saying this has changed quite a bit. This has gone up, and
Etsy started out as handmade, and it was wonderful then. Now they let anybody on. There are so many shops. There's so many shops from China on there, and every time they get shut down, they just open up another shop, and
Wow.
So There's a lot of complaint about that. But then again, when you're catering to your stockholders,
Yeah.
so now instead of saying handmade, they say unique.
That's nice. And this doesn't include any transactions because they don't warehouse anything, right? Don't you have to do all the shipping?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't even do the, so you're paying your own shipping cost on top of all this. So there's 10% off the top just to be on here and sell. And then, you use Square. Do you pay Square also?
No, because
You're using their
Etsy.
processing.
Etsy's processing.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good.
Etsy's processing. So
Right. So the 3 and 25 cents, that's competitive. I mean, you're seeing around 4% now on some and credit card transactions. Right.
Square's 2.75 plus 10 cents.
Okay. Right. So yeah. All right. So you see how it all adds up. It all adds up. And then Amazon, they've got a crazy thing, right? Adele, they got all kinds of crazy pricing. So they've got the pre-sale and post-sale, right? Insertion fees and final value fees. And what's it depend on? It depends on the category, much like Amazon. Okay. So they'll give you free listings over 250, you got to pay 35 cents. But then this is where it gets weird, right? Depending on what you're selling, what they're going to charge you for the items. And they got all these different, if you sold a bunch of stuff, it'd be hard to keep up with everything. At one point, I think sneakers under 100 did not have a listing fee or a processing fee. It's like Amazon or eBay was letting people sell sneakers under 100 for no extra fee. It was crazy. Like that was like, why is that the one thing that they can let people sell? So this is like over 100. But look, I think if you look at more categories, it varies like all over the board.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you got to do your shipping. Again
Wow,
too.
NFTs. They have NFTs in there.
Yeah, they're selling those now.
Oh my gosh.
why do you think they structure the fees like that in different percentages?
I think
can't
because they
think of
can. I think it's just the market bears it. I think that's why. I think, if there's that many people selling that stuff, they can raise the percentage of it.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got even, they're saying most categories are roughly 13% plus 2.35 and 30 cents. I'm such a stickler of being nickel and dimed. I so hate it. I hate the idea of getting nickel and dimed by anybody. It's like, that's one thing I like about Prime. It's like, okay, I paid my annual fee for that and I don't have to worry about, the shipping's built in. I know it is, but I don't have to think about it every time I'm ordering something. It's like, just ship it to me. When you get all these extra crazy.
That's one of the things that Etsy is pushing their sellers to do, is to offer free shipping. And they put the carrot out that says, you should get better visibility then if you have free shipping on your items. The problem is that shipping for small sellers, when you have items that are, you're trying to keep your margins down, still make a profit. It's really hard to put that shipping in, because right now my vases are less than 4 ounces. So you're shipping first class mail. The minimum you're going to pay is like $4.65, and that's if it's local. If you're selling to they go by zone. So if I ship from New York to California, it's going to cost me over $5 to ship that. So to put that into a item that's only costing $22, that really raises the price a lot. So I tried it both ways. And it doesn't seem to make much of a difference on Etsy. Now on Amazon, you could never get away with that ever, because the customer's so used to getting free shipping.
Right. That's right. Yeah, so that $21 item turns into $26, $27, and now they're going, wait a minute, this is, I don't like this price. And they're not thinking about shipping yet because the sticker shock of like how much the item cost, right? Yeah, of course, Etsy wants you to do that, but they want you to absorb it also, because they're getting beat a little bit by Amazon's free shipping appearance anyway.
When Amazon fulfills, they have all of these wonderful contracts with the shippers, and they have their own
Right.
shipping fulfillment. So their shipping is, I mean, they've learned how to cut it to the bone, the cost of shipping.
Right.
So yeah, it's a big difference.
And they're charging the seller for the shipping to the fulfillment. They're making money on that like crazy. Yeah.
Yes.
We have a fulfillment center not far from where I live, and every morning there's the fleet of the Amazon trucks going down the roads, dispersing all over town. And then every evening they all stop at the gas station right by the fulfillment center. And there's literally, dozens of Amazon trucks there, like all evening, just regassing up for the next day. It is incredible. I know this is just one center that's just going to serve into probably half of Tampa. Yeah. So yeah, I know they're making money on the fulfillment side as well. All right, let's go back to that's a marketplace. You can play in that space. I mean, the advantage is they have a lot of people there. The disadvantage is they have a lot of sellers there too. And I think the big one is not having the access to. So how do you get your customers, Deb? When how do you get them to connect with you after they've been on it, Etsy?
Well, the primary reason I set up Etsy was to have a place for my in-person sale customers to have a place to find me again. So if they gave a gift and the person receiving wanted to purchase for somebody else, they could find me on Etsy and they could just purchase right then and there. Now, customers that come back to find me on Etsy they have to actually save my name or go back into their purchases. They can go back to their purchases. They can see, oh, I got this great gift for Aunt Sally. What was that? They can click on that purchase and it'll bring them right back to my site.
Right. And I guess, I mean, because you're fulfilling it yourself, you do have their address.
Yes, I do have their address. I cannot use that for anything legally, really, to market to them.
Yeah.
Etsy gives me their email address as well. It is illegal for me to put them on an emailing list.
Right.
I put a link with all of my paperwork that goes out with the product. It's not a clickable link, it's a piece of paper. But if they wanted to sign up for my newsletter, they could do it that way.
Okay.
I was wrong about live links on Etsy. They absolutely no live
No
links
way.
on.
Yeah,
I can put the URL on which I'm the link on to get them to my newsletter. But they would have to copy and paste that.
Yeah, right. So these platforms do not want you really marketing to their people because they're considering their customers. They want them coming back to their platforms, not to your site. That's really what they're trying to do. And if they catch somebody doing that, they'll shut them down. They'll close their store. They'll stop selling, let them sell on it. That's happened before. So
It's happening a lot more now with shops getting shut down for whatever reason. Etsy doesn't have the support staff to follow up with emails on all of these things that they're shutting people down for. Primary problem is brand infringement, copyright infringement. So they like Disney will troll through Etsy and every day ask Etsy to shut down shops that are using their brand for illegally. But that's a big complaint now that people want to get off of Etsy because they can get shut down and Etsy doesn't even send them the supposed email as to why. It's
just
it's
happens.
getting crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So when Etsy increased the fee, they said they increased the fee up to 6.5%. They said that part of that increase was going to go to getting more Etsy support personnel. And that was supposed to make it happy.
Yeah, right. Wow. All right. So we compare that. That's a marketplace platform. E-commerce platform is you basically have your own website and you have your own store there. So you have control over your content, your branding, your awareness. You can do promotions, your own discounts. You access your customer information. Every customer who buys from you is yours. You don't have to share them with anybody. You can market to them. You can email them. You can call them, whatever you want to do. You can have it's your own website. You can connect it to your other social media platforms, all of those things. People can follow you. It's very personalized. The big ones here, WordPress, Shopify, Wix, Squarespace. There's lots and lots of them out there, lots and lots of them. And they will host your content, but it's under your domain name. So you have your own website and they give you the tools to do it, but it's all yours. You get to kind of run it how you want. The advantage of that is there's no competition. When you get them to that site, it's just your stuff. They're not going to search and find anybody else's stuff. The downside of that is you got to get people to that site. So that's where the big marketplaces have, thousands, millions of people going there, but it's diluted by all these other competitors. If you can market yourself well enough on your social media platforms, which has gotten so much easier, right? If you have a presence on your social media platforms, you send them the link to go to your site, and then they land on your site, and you have a better chance of getting them to buy something because they're not going to get distracted and lured off on some other product or something. So Deb's in the process of doing this right now. She's going to keep Etsy, but she's going to build her own website and set up sales there. So that's what she's working on. This is the way I recommend most people do this, because Etsy, Amazon are, the margins are getting worse and worse. I don't tell people to, boycott them or anything, but sometimes it's another avenue to be on, which is okay. But if it's your only one, that becomes challenging over time. It gets harder and harder as time goes on, right? So obviously Wix, Shopify, Squarespace, those are all good ones. Some of you in the accelerator program, Mantel walked us through. He uses Shopify. That's what he uses. Squarespace is some of that. Deb's starting with a company she's been working with for a while with her web hosting. There's a lot of them. There's just a lot of them out there, and you can set them up with your payment processor, and whether it's PayPal or Square or whatever you want to use your merchant account, then all the money goes right to you, and you're in full control of everything, right? You can do whatever you want on your own site. It's your own stuff. Okay. What would be the cost for this? You have to pay for the domain name, the website address. You have to pay hosting for the website, any payment processing costs, but you're going to pay payment processing no matter where you are. That's just going to be that 3, 4, 5%. You're going to pay that. It doesn't matter. Any design costs that you might have to have, any add-ons. And there's some that make this really easy, and others that give you a lot more control. WordPress will give you a lot more control, but it's a steeper learning curve. Some of the other ones have real simple templates that you can just use and create e-commerce. Lynn, I think even Weebly has e-commerce, don't they? Don't they have a part of that you could add to your site if you wanted to add that? Yeah, right. So just about any of them that do hosting will get into allow you to add a kind of a shopping cart, which is good. All right. So I wanted to walk you through all of that. So I'm a big fan of, have your own site. And then it's really nice to send people there and do it. So, I've used my own e-commerce platforms for several different things. Give you some practical examples. For coaching, I've had people go online and pay there. For events that I do cycling events, bicycle, got a bicycle club that I do. And I actually used a platform that would do event registration really well, but it allows me to embed that form inside my website. So, it basically had all the features I wanted in their tool, but I white label it and put it inside my website. So I send people to my website, click on the link to register, and they register right there. And it allows me to keep all the information myself that way. So that's what I've done. You can a lot of these other tools we use, if you're not selling stuff, that's a good way to, you always want to, I think always want to send people to your website. Just send people to your website, send people to your website. Everything needs to be on your website that they can have. So we were looking at Lynn's website, like, right, her blog's there, her podcasts are there, an event she's going to be doing is going to be on there. Deb's going to have all of her products on her website there. I know Leslie's going to have her products on her website. Anything else that she wants to add. Adele's can have a variety of things from, you could do event registration to selling things to whatever you're going to, whatever you want to do. There's a lot you can do on your own website then, where you're not limited to somebody else's platform. So that's it. I mean, the heavy work is setting it up first. The first time is the most work. And then once you get it up, it's a little easier to manage, but it takes a little bit of time to set it up at first.